In a big forest, there lived a little squirrel named Nutty. Nutty was not like the other squirrels. While they were busy gathering nuts and seeds for the winter, Nutty was always dreaming of adventures. One bright morning, as Nutty was searching for acorns near a big oak tree, he stumbled upon something unusual. It was an old, crumpled piece of paper buried under a pile of leaves. Nutty carefully picked it up and brushed off the dirt. As he unfolded the paper, his eyes widened with excitement. It was a treasure map. The map showed the entire forest, with a big red X marking the spot where the treasure was hidden. Nutty's heart raced with excitement. He knew this was his chance to go on the greatest adventure of his life. Without wasting any time, Nutty gathered his best friends Chippy the chipmunk, Whiskers the rabbit, and Rusty the red squirrel. Nutty showed them the map, and they all agreed to join him on the treasure hunt. The four friends set off early the next morning. The map led them through the thickest parts of the forest, where the trees were so tall they seemed to touch the sky. They crossed babbling brooks, climbed steep hills, and squeezed through narrow gaps between rocks. As they journeyed deeper into the forest, the friends encountered many challenges. They had to find their way through a dark cave where they heard the eerie echoes of their own voices. Nutty, being the smallest, bravely led the way, using his keen eyesight to spot any dangers. Next, they reached a wide river that wasn't marked on the map. The water was too deep and fast for them to swim across. Whiskers, who was very clever, suggested they build a raft from fallen branches. Working together, they quickly made a sturdy raft and floated across the river, cheering as they reached the other side safely. The friends continued their journey, following the map carefully. Soon, they reached a tall mountain. According to the map, the treasure was hidden at the top. The climb was steep and difficult, but Nutty and his friends were determined. They encouraged each other, taking turns carrying the heaviest load. After hours of climbing, they finally reached the top of the mountain. There, beneath a huge ancient tree, they found a large stone with strange markings. Nutty checked the map again and realized this was the spot. With trembling paws, Nutty and his friends worked together to push the stone aside. Underneath, they found a wooden chest, old and covered in moss. Nutty's heart pounded with excitement as they opened the chest. Inside, instead of gold or jewels, they found something even more precious: nuts of all kinds, more than they had ever seen. There were acorns, hazelnuts, chestnuts, and walnuts, all perfectly preserved, but there was something else too. A note. Nutty picked up the note and read it aloud. It said, "To the brave and kind-hearted who find this treasure, share it with those in need. True treasure is not what you take, but what you give." Nutty and his friends smiled at each other, understanding the true meaning of the message. They decided to take some nuts for themselves and share the rest with the other animals in the forest. When they returned to their homes, they spread the news of their adventure and shared the nuts with everyone. The forest was filled with joy and laughter as all the animals came together to celebrate the great treasure hunt. From that day on, Nutty was known as the bravest and kindest squirrel in the forest. And while the nuts were eventually eaten, the lesson they learned and the friendships they strengthened lasted forever. Nutty continued to go on adventures, but he always remembered that the greatest treasure of all was sharing with others.